Of all the images in the ancient world, few are as frightening as her. Dark as the night sky, wild, standing in a field of destruction. And yet, for thousands of years, millions have called her Mother and loved her. Why would anyone worship something so terrifying? Because Kali represents the one thing every human being runs from, our own darkness. And learning to face her is how you finally set yourself free from it.
Kali is fierce, but she was never evil. In the tradition, she is the divine mother in her most fearless form, the destroyer of ego, of illusion, of the demons within. Everything we are taught to hide, our rage, our grief, our fear, the wild and dark parts of ourselves, she wears openly, without shame. She is the shadow made sacred. Modern psychology has a name for the parts of ourselves we bury and deny, the shadow self. And the ancient image of Kali is in a way the oldest and most powerful teacher of how to face it. From her come 3 lessons about the darkness inside you.
The first lesson is the one we resist hardest. From childhood, we're taught which parts of us are acceptable and which are not. Be calm, not angry. Be strong, not afraid. Be positive, not sad. So we take the unacceptable parts, the rage, the grief, the envy, the fear, and we push them down into the dark, hoping they'll disappear. But they don't. What you suppress doesn't vanish. It goes underground and rules you from the shadows. The anger you never allow leaks out as bitterness. The grief you refuse to feel becomes numbness. The fear you won't admit quietly runs your life. Kali refuses this game entirely. She stands in the open with everything we hide, and her message is fierce and freeing. You cannot heal what you will not face. What you bury alive stays alive. The second lesson turns everything around. We think of our dark emotions as flaws to be gotten rid of. But Kali's fury isn't pointless rage. It destroys what is harmful. It cuts down the demons. And this points to a truth we forget. The parts of yourself you're ashamed of contain power you actually need. Your anger, when you stop fearing it, becomes the force that sets boundaries and protects what matters. Your grief is only the depth of your love. Your fear, faced, becomes wisdom and caution. These aren't defects to amputate. They're energy to integrate. A person who has made peace with their own fire isn't dangerous. They're powerful and grounded, and no longer afraid of themselves. You were never meant to destroy your darkness. You were meant to learn to wield it.
The third lesson is the most surprising. To those who run from Kali, she is pure terror. But to those who turn and face her, who approach the fierce mother instead of fleeing, she becomes something else entirely. Loving, protective, tender beneath the terror. And this is exactly how the shadow works. The thing you're most afraid to look at inside yourself loses its horror the moment you actually turn toward it. The monster in the dark is almost always smaller and gentler than the fear you built around it. What terrifies you from a distance often becomes your greatest source of strength up close. The darkness you spend your life avoiding may be holding the very freedom you've been searching for. You just have to stop running and turn around.
So this is what the fierce mother was teaching all along. Your shadow is not your enemy. It's the disowned half of your own power, waiting to be welcomed home. Stop hiding your anger, your grief, your fear. Stop running from the dark parts of yourself. Turn and face them. Not to destroy them, but to integrate them. Because what you accept can no longer control you. And beneath the darkness you were so afraid of, you'll find not a monster, but freedom and a strength that was yours all along.